Mid nights edge after dawn.
You're scaring the straights.
Play with your wah-wah. How's it going, everybody?
My brain's farting, that's what. I'm so far behind today. I apologize, Bill. I thought I sent this to you already.
Bill Hunt?
No, Bill, the
Script doctor?
fucking script doctor, yeah. What a day, what a day, what a day.
The problem with Bill, he just won't take his yellow pills yet. Anyway, I'm, of course, your narrator, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios. Tonight, Spielberg out, Mangold in.
That sounds so naughty.
It does, doesn't it? Has Kathleen Kennedy made her last cup of coffee at Lucasfilm? The implications of Dr. Evil running the evil Disney Empire. It's kind of been, and Rob takes a couple of headache tablets because he's got a wicked sinus headache. Joining us, as always, is Mr. Tom Connors.
Good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is where you're at.
Yes, and as you can see, we are also joined by Michael J. Crawford, the script doctor. Not the script doctor.
Wait, what?
Michael J. Crawford, the anti.
Where am I?
Hold on. Did you guys just merge?
Yes. It's the Tuvix now of Midnight's Dark.
So it's a doctor who's also a pile of crap.
I believe that. I'm definitely a pile of crap.
Michael J. Crawford, the anti-trekker.
Thank you, I think.
I'm definitely a pile of crap.
Yeah. I got to put the brakes on the show here. So
pop out the chat, Rob.
So anyway, we also
no wonder you always come through like crap.
I did pop out the chat.
All right.
Sure you did, Rob.
Oh, what
a comment section right here in the chat that we know.
Would you do her music already? I don't mean that to you, Mecca. Rob's got me aggravated. I'm already late.
I'm trying to find my stuff.
That's right. Spielberg left. KK fired the only director that ever did anything for her.
Stephen, you're not going to cast Brie Larson in this movie, so you're going to have to go.
But she wants to be Indiana Jones. Didn't you know
that? Or shit's that bad that Steven's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
But she needs to be Indiana Jones and she needs a lightsaber.
There was that. It's funny you bring that up, Bill, because Gary brought it up earlier and I was thinking the same damn thing. What if he said no because of how they treated George? Because I'm starting to question if George is even going to be remotely involved with this.
That wouldn't surprise.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet.
If you look at the way, no, that's right. But if you just look at the behavior pattern here, I mean, it seems pretty clear that George thought very highly of Kathleen Kennedy up till the point where she stabbed him in the back, and I think that it's entirely because we know that George and Stephen go way back.
Oh yeah.
And so it would kind of make sense that if you have three friends or, because she's an associate with both of them, but these guys are best buddies. And she stabs him in the back and it's like, what's Stephen going to naturally do? Is he going to want to work with that? No. I mean,
bros before hoes.
Hey, I've heard that they're almost closer than friends because both of them were there for each other when they were going through some rough divorces.
Right.
Well, not just that. They've known each other since they were part of the, what was it?
That indie studio way back. Yeah.
Well, not just that, but they had their own name. They called themselves the something Mafia. I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, it's
not the USC Mafia, was it? No, it was something else. No, because they. No, I can't remember what the frig it was, but it was him and Kurtz was in there, and like Scorsese and Coppola, and
I remember there was
who's the one who did Carrie? Brian De Palma.
And the
other guys. What's his face who directed Conan too? I think was a part of that group, wasn't he? Maybe not. Maybe he was a little older. I can't remember now. What the hell's his name?
But I have to ask the question. I mean, how much do you think James Mangold going to be the next director fired by Kathleen Kennedy? Because I don't think he'll put up with her shit.
Well, wasn't he attached? He was attached to do a Boba Fett movie till it switched over to Favreau and the Mandalorian. Remember? Until it
became a series. Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting turn of events. I don't want to. Go ahead, Bill.
I told you, James.
I didn't say anything.
I'm not getting you a coffee, James. I told you I won't do you. So, I hate that bitch. I really do. Can't stand that bitch. Yeah, really. You took a license to print money, and look what you've done. You made the greatest living director of the 20th century, probably one of the greatest living directors of the 20th century, say, nope, out of here. See ya.
He's essentially left his kid because Indiana Jones was one of his babies.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling this to you, Tom, in Nerdotics chat, that it kind of echoes the relationship that Spielberg's father had with his wife, because his dad left because his wife was cheating on him, and Spielberg never knew for a good 20 years, I think, about that. And here we have, a relationship, a friendship between Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy when they together were started Raiders of the Lost Ark, and now she's betrayed his best friend, and he's just walking away from it and only staying on as a producer. It's very strange dichotomy there.
And of course, we're speculating here. We have not heard anything from Spielberg officially yet. This isn't even official yet from Lucasfilm, but John Kasdan, the son of Lawrence Kasdan, did tweet this news out. He tweeted out, I think it was the Variety or the Hollywood Reporter version of the story. So that adds a lot of validity to it, because he's the writer. Me am a writer. So, yeah. So, needless to say, this is like damn near set in stone. And it probably is, because if they are seriously supposed to be starting this spring, they have to get their asses in fucking gear. This gives them like a 3-month lead on this movie, which ain't jack shit for pre-production time, right, Script Doctor?
Yeah, especially one that was of Indiana Jones caliber.
Now, granted, Indiana Jones is not nearly as big as a Star Wars production, but it's about half as big at least.
It's about half, but it's also the parties involved really cared about that franchise. Say what you will about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, they were really on board, and they took their time to make sure that they got that at what they thought was right. Regardless of how you may feel with the end product, they spent a while on that to make sure that everything would go smoothly. I think it was 7 years just working out the kinks through multiple different scripts and versions until they finally landed on, sadly, interdimensional aliens.
I know. Well, that was a script that was hanging around forever.
Yeah. And they didn't even go with the Atlantis one that was supposed to be inspired by the game.
We just had this conversation the other night. Was it on... Where was it? Was it on the... It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? No, seriously. This is... Rob, let's bring up the story here. I mean, what is there really to say? I mean... Go ahead and read the basics. I mean, we don't need the whole spiel, but because we don't need to know who represents Mangold and shit. But what's the basic take on this?
Senor Spielbergo won't direct Indiana Jones 5. James Mangold in talks to replace. Exclusive, not anymore. It ain't. After a long development process, Senor Spielbergo is handing the directing reins of Indiana Jones 5 to another filmmaker for the first time in the franchise's 39-year history, Variety has learned. Sources say, while a deal hasn't closed, Ford vs. Ferrari director James Mangold is in talks to take the job. Mangold has been put in this situation before when he took over the Wolverine franchise in 2017's Logan, which was a blockbuster, grossing $619 million globally and earning Mangold an Oscar nomination for Adapted Screenplay. Spielberg will remain as hands-on producer on Indy 5. According to a source close to the filmmaker, the decision to leave the director's chair was entirely Spielberg's. In a desire to pass along Indy's whip to a new generation to bring their perspective to the story. Harrison Ford, meanwhile, is still on the project. The actor recently made headlines while speaking about the future of the franchise while promoting his latest film, The Call of the Wild. Did anybody see that?
No, not yet.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers liked it.
He told CBS Sunday Morning this month that he was going to start doing Indiana Jones in about 2 months. And then days later, he told Hey You Guys that the project is still facing scheduling issues and a few script things, and that we're determined to get it right before we get it made. When Disney first announced the new Indiana Jones film in 2016, with Senor Spielberg directing and Ford starring, the studio originally slated the film to open July 19th, 2019. Then it was pushed a year to July 10th, 2020, and then delayed again until July 9th, 2021, when Jonathan I Am a Writer Kasdan, son of Raiders of the Lost Ark scribe Lawrence Kasdan, was brought on to take a pass on the script after original screenwriter David Koepp left the project.
That's not good. I like Dave Koepp.
Yeah, he wrote Jurassic Park and shit, didn't he?
Yep.
With the new director coming on board, the possibility that Indy 5 will be pushed once more from its 2021 release date seems likely. Spokespeople for Spielberg and Disney declined to comment. This was already going to be a busy year for Spielberg, who's in post-production on his new version of the classic musical West Side Story. Why is he making West Side Story?
We knew this. He's
been wanting to make that for a while.
Ugh. We don't need it. We already have one.
Okay, yeah, and the rest is just...
Yeah, I'm not real keen on remakes of musicals.
Okay, the rest of that paragraph is his filmography. Still, George Lucas, who co-created Indiana Jones and Spielberg, has retired and is not expected to be officially involved with Indy 5. The most recent.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. No, nobody cares. Okay. Final line is one.
He did. He also wrote The Shadow, Neil.
Yeah. One thing is clear: Mangold has quite a big fedora to fill. Okay. Thoughts? Discussion?
The chances of Indiana Jones being woke just went up existentially. Yes, I love some of Mangold's work, but this scares the ever-loving piss out of me.
Mark my words, Indiana Jones will be a woman.
He'll have a daughter he never knew about. He'll have a daughter he never knew about, and he never bothered to look in on. And then he'll spend 90 minutes apologizing to her while she does everything.
Actually,
sorry, exponentially. I said exponentially. My bad.
No, well, I actually, let me take that back. Indiana Jones will not be a woman. Indiana Jones will be transsexual.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's supposed to take place in the 60s, right, to correspond with Harrison's actual age, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And 60s was the feminist movement, civil rights movement. So
he's going to say, you know what, this whole time I've been pretending the reason I've been handling this whip is because of my desire to be handling a whip.
Mecca, why do you send me these things?
because
when you know I will kill you for it?
Because we'll just let Rob see. Just let Rob see.
All right, I shared the wrong thing.
Let Rob see it.
I've seen that.
I don't want him to have you're going to give him an aneurysm live on freaking.
But it's funny. He doesn't answer.
Of course, it's from the Mary Sue.
And there you go.
Yeah, this is from last November.
I know that. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though.
Look at that face trying to feign charm and what
she looks like the Terminator trying to fake a smile in the extended edition of Terminator 2.
I ate a bug! I ate a bug! I'm on a whip! I just see people.
I just see people, and I just play people. I didn't play Captain Marvel because I wanted to be a hero. I just wanted to be a person.
Shut your pot.
The problem with that video about Brie saying, she didn't want to be a hero, she wanted to be a person, was she accidentally revealed too much information, because now we know she's just a BrieBot 2000, not a person. She wanted to be a person.
She thinks she's people.
She just wants to be a real boy.
I do not want to be hero, want to be person.
A real life Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Geppetto? Is that Kevin Feige?
Probably. What has she got? What has she got on Kevin Feige? Dear God.
I don't know, but she'll either be in the Indiana Jones movie or she'll be in a Star Wars movie, I bet, within the next 5 years.
Or both.
Or both, yeah. Could be both.
Or both.
It's unreal.
Anymore, I give up any hope. I've totally given up hope, and just for those who are curious what I was talking about, in case you haven't seen the extended edition of Terminator 2, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Which actually, that is a funny scene.
Yeah, that scene should be it's in the in like all the adaptations of it, in the comic book and the book and all that shit. We'll work on that. Oh, so this is not good news. This is very surprising news. This is probably almost more surprising than the Bob Iger news, which I don't think. Do you think there's a connection here? This, I don't know if there's a connection, but it does feel like there's a lot of house cleaning going on. And I think they just announced some new chick as the head of Hulu too. Let me check that out. I can't remember.
It was Warner. It was somebody was stepping down from Warner.
Well, that was somebody stepping down from Warner, but they were taking on Hulu.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know. Wasn't Bob Iger talking about leaving for a while though?
Kelly Campbell is now going to be the president of Hulu. And is that the same one who just left Warner Brothers? Is that who you're talking about, Mecca?
No, the one who left Warner was Dee Dee Myers, but corporate communications. I can't click on the LA Times article.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't read it. So yeah, this is something different then. This is another shakeup though, and this would be in the Disney field. Because Hulu is almost completely owned by Disney. Not completely, but almost. So here's another move. And didn't they just name somebody else the head of Hulu not too long ago?
Yeah.
Randy Freer or something like that.
Now, what is it sad that the only thing I could think of when I see that is like, oh, it's just kind of cute?
Yes.
Yes, because you're part of the problem, Rob.
Yes. This shows what a toxic, sick, disgusting man you are.
Yes, it's a new low for me. I'm so ashamed.
Yes.
Am I supposed to chastise him or something? I mean, because I've known him for a couple of years. We're not surprised by this.
Why would you be?
Yeah.
You know, one thing I would just ask her is that if how much she actually does she know anything about computers? I know she probably knows business, but does she know anything about computers? I mean,
ask her what her favorite web browser is and see if she knows what that is.
Yeah.
I know a lot about computers because my first job was in computers. I used to have to hit the computer button that had the picture of the bun and the one with the picture of the tomato and then the picture of the patty. That's computers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, dear. Yes, that's computers.
See, I was just gonna say she looked very young.
I think she can't be more
people, and
she can't be more than 30, right?
Probably. I think
yes.
Yes. You know how she's probably not more than
51.
So, you know, don't you think like a CEO should be able to do something related to the company they're in charge of?
Yes. Yeah, you should have to work from, you should at least be, you should have to do the lower level jobs before you're promoted up to CEO. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing with the lower level jobs, you have no business telling the lower level people what to do.
We got cha-ching.
Ka-ching. Mark C, $5. Loves Spielberg, but he hasn't made a film with real balls to it in years. And Kaylin Bryson, $1. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Spielberg's played it very safe, and I hope Mango gets signed, is what he said. I think it's pretty much a done deal. I think that's I said. Once John Kasdan tweeted it out, I think that's like one step away from being confirmed there.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like when Taika Waititi was tweeting out pictures of Fleetwood Mac rumors.
Taika Waititi seems like a real ass.
He's just a troll. He likes to fuck with people. He's
no, you missed us, baby. All right, don't get pissed off when nobody goes to see your movie.
I'm not saying that's not
go see it though.
I was gonna say he was just being a dick. If you've seen his,
I know.
If you've seen What We Do in the Dark or whatever it's called, it's pretty good.
What We Do in the Shadows?
Or What We Do in the Shadows. Sorry, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, What We Do in the Dark was your autobiography.
That was Rob's gay porn.
Phrasing.
Well, the only gay porn he watches of it too.
That was the one he starred in. The one he doesn't.
I don't even know what goes on in your bedroom.
I wasn't supposed to talk about it. I forgot, Rob.
Well, you weren't supposed to be in it, but you were. So I mean,
there's as long as there's quicksand involved.
Hey. As far as the courts have said, that's not me. I had my name removed from that piece of shit. I got more integrity than that. That's why I went on to do Backdoor Men too.
Yeah.
Understood?
Strictly classy.
That's classier. It's a sequel, for fuck's sake. Guaranteed audience.
So what else?
So that's what about Indiana Jones 5? No, that's really all there is Indiana Jones 5. It's hopefully it doesn't fucking suck, but I'm sorry. All we're gonna get is where is it? What am I looking for?
I just see people.
Why is she here?
Here's the thing. This is what I touched on a little bit. Probably why my video got demonetized. Was who the crap wants to see a 90-year-old Harrison Ford wandering around, grumbling, stumbling his way through another tired Indiana Jones movie that we don't need another one of. People don't like the Crystal Skull. Like the most positive review I've heard of that is it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not a timeless classic. You couldn't take it away from the entire trilogy and have it not make any difference, right? Because they work as a trilogy. Who the crap cares about one more Indiana Jones movie except lining Disney and Lucasfilm's pockets? I don't care about it.
The town.
Go ahead, Rob.
I was about to say the town I live in is known for a couple things: Yale pizza, but it's also known for embarrassing itself in pop culture history
and the thriving gay porn industry. Don't forget that.
Yes, and we have quite a few quicksand pits actually to film that porn, surprisingly. But this town arrested Jim Morrison. There was a movement to stop Paul McCartney from playing here in the early 90s. And we are also known as as one of the locations where the worst Indiana Jones movie in the series was shot. So, I mean, can we just not embarrass ourselves?
Part 5 until they film part 5.
Until they film part 5, that's right.
Well, we were all hoping that we would get a part 5 to make up for this crap, and that doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, yeah, I remember stories that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg originally planned this to be a 5-part series. And the one thing that I noticed, especially from the Temple of Doom and Crystal Skull, is that they don't borrow from a religious myth like the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade did. And I think that's kind of what was missing from Indiana Jones, is that it was this adventure thing that had this little underlining religious myth about it that really kind of drove the gravity of the story. And as soon as they would stray away from that, you then get Temple of Doom, which is not bad by comparison to Crystal Skull, and then Crystal Skull. So if anything, for this latest one, they should probably do that again. If they're going to go into the order of the Old Testament, the New Testament, the next one would be the Quran, but I think that'd be kind of controversial at this point.
There's still plenty of stuff they can do.
Dun, enters Andre.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
I got to give him his own theme song. So I gave him the Dark Side theme song, or Darth Vader's theme song. There you go.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
We do have 2 super chats real quick. Sorry, Andre. Matt
sure.
G sent us $2. Picard Indy 5 crossover. Grumpy Old Men 3.
That'd be the grumpiest old man.
I pooped my pants. I pooped my pants too.
Well, speaking of Picard, that should be available in certain places right about now, shouldn't it? I mean, not
tomorrow.
But if you have a VPN like Surfshark, you might be able to see it legitimately on Amazon.
Not until like 4 in the morning. They're later than CBS All Access. Anyway, Dr. Coffin Nail sent me $5. What do we do in the shadows? Was, good.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say what we do in the shadows was good because of Jermaine Clement Tom. I don't know. I thought it was a good movie. I have enough faith in YTT that until after I see the film, if it sucks, it sucks. I'll be honest. Anyway, how you doing, Andre?
I'm good. Quite tired, to be honest, because it's 2 a.m. in the morning, but we had to get this video and stuff. So yeah, the one on the main channel.
I hear you. Yeah.
So you didn't hear me?
No, I mean I hear you. Yeah, because I only got a couple hours of sleep myself. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I have I'm not going to stay here for long because I have work in a few hours. But I just want to check in and say hi to everyone since I was up anyway.
So what's your take on Indy 5 while you got me here?
You know what? Honestly, I haven't seen anything other than the headline. I've been deep involved in other videos.
That's really all there is, to be honest with you.
Well, if that's all there is. So basically the news then is that Steven Spielberg won't be directing. It's going to be James Mangold instead. Is that the news, right?
I think once John Kasdan tweeted out the story from, I can't remember if it was Variety or Hollywood Reporter. I think that's basically like one step away from it being confirmed, if you ask me, because he's the writer. So
probably. You know what? I honestly don't mind too much. I don't. Maybe it's controversial, but I don't have like a huge problem with it, because what I have a problem with is that them making another Indiana Jones to begin with. Do we know anything about this? Is it going to be Harrison Ford? Is this going to be?
Well, he's supposed to be in it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's a huge plus right there. And then it's going to be like a young CGI double, or is it going to be like a recast for a younger Indy, or it's going to be like Indy the Next Generation with a recast version of his son or something like that, or Brie Larson. Exactly. That I don't know.
That we have no clue on, and that's the other thing I'm afraid of. Yeah, Mangold's a great choice, but without Spielberg and Lucas there, KK's in complete control.
That, of course, is very bad. That's very bad. And she is like contractually locked in with Indiana Jones. There's no getting rid of her from that. Even if they manage to pry her away from her position as head of Lucasfilm, she's still locked in with that. Like, for instance, just look at Amy Pascal. When she knew that she was on her head and ass out of Sony, she was still able to secure a deal where she was locked in with Spider-Man, which she can live well on for the rest of her life, Sony or no Sony. So yeah, and she has like the same kind of thing. So there are many things I'm much more worried about than the choice of director, let's say.
Toss Kathleen Kennedy a ball of yarn. Keep her busy for a while.
No, just give her some more wine. She was clearly a little tipsy at that. Whatever she's talking about, her menders. We have the best menders, like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
Steven Spielberg and George. Yeah.
To address a super chat from Dr. Coffin Nails before I have to leave. My basic worry isn't that that Mangold or someone other than Spielberg is directing is that someone behind the scenes is going to make a Frankensteinian mess of it, no matter who is directing.
He paid for that, $2. That's right. And Rob, we have one from Mexican Iron Man.
Oh
what
boy,
the
here
fuck
we go.
was that? There
Ron
we go.
Ka-ching.
That was the last one.
$9.99.
$9.99 Mexican Iron Man. The next Raiders should be set in Mexico, where the Romulans land as ancient aliens battle royal for the future of who lives and who dies. Harrison finds the crystal energy taco of infinite power.
Oh, looks like a taco.
You know what? I'd actually be all in favor of an Indiana Jones movie set in Mexico, because you have so much cool history there. Because there you have like the Aztecs, and then you have everyone going back to before the Aztecs. You have the Olmecs and whoever was before the Olmecs. I mean, there, if you go into the ancient history of it, there you have some Indiana Jones stories.
And then Stephanie Littlepage sent us $5. She said, another Indiana Jones movie? I'd rather pass a kidney stone. Thank you very much. Well, that's ironic because the name of the movie is Indiana Jones and the Kidney Stone. All right. So I know Andre had to get rolling. Did anybody else have anything to say about this Indiana Jones business? Because I think that's about all there is to say about it.
I actually do have a theory about
it.
Go ahead. It's actually very simple, very straightforward, and it connects everything we've been talking to together into one simple story. A few months ago, there was a wild party that was taking place at Kathleen Kennedy's house. And at this party, Mr. Iger drank just a little too much Jägermeister. And
Igermeister?
Yeah. And while he was there, Jon Favreau, who was also drunk off his butt, went to him and said, I dare you, man. She's completely screwed Star Wars. Give her Indiana Jones. And so he gave it to her there at the party, and then after he sobered up, he quit.
Well, what's sad is she had it anyway. There was no giving it to her. She's the head of Lucasfilm. It's part of Lucasfilm. But I get what you're saying. That would be a possibility if that was the case. But I think
that's what happened.
You never know. I think that the bigger question is whether or not, like we said it before, is it more that Spielberg said fuck you because of how Lucas was treated? But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll never know. I mean, to be honest, I know you're goofing around, Michael, but I mean, just to be honest and clear. Well, you could.
You know what? I think a story as that is gonna leak.
Maybe eventually.
Yeah, I think it's gonna leak.
But we'll never get a confirmation. That's what I'm saying. Spielberg's not one of those. Yeah, he'll never go out there and say, "Oh no, I didn't do it because how she treated George."
Oh no, that'll never happen. But like for instance, from our sources, we might get some information.
Yeah.
For instance, and I'm sure plenty others will. Like some is going to show up in Deadline Hollywood or Variety or the Hollywood Reporter. Nothing official, but just like stuff they're going to run with. That would not surprise me in the slightest. So that's the story I do believe we're going to be told. However, I have to be leaving you because
I think unless anybody else really has anything else to say, I think we're going to wrap this up anyway because I got to run over to another stream actually. Did anybody else have anything to add to the Indies discussion?
No, I just hope it's a good movie, but who knows at this point, right?
Right?
Yeah, I hope it's the best, but honestly, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was, there is a certain point where these people are too old to play the part, and Hollywood needs to recognize that fact.
That's why I don't mind Steven Spielberg no longer directing.
Yeah, I don't think Harrison Ford has any business playing Indiana Jones, and I love Harrison Ford. He owned the role in the first 3 movies, but he was embarrassing in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Every time he swung on that whip, part of me was just dying inside.
Yeah, I don't know. I was so let down by that movie. I think everybody was. I don't know anybody who really likes it that much. So.
You're wondering if he's going to fall and break a hip.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they try to laugh it off like, I'm getting too old for this. No, you've been too old for that.
Part-time.
Yeah, that was awful. Just everything about that. Oh, and and they don't get it. They, and that's the problem with Hollywood right now. Is that's the same thing where they take, a 90-pound waif and have her throw a 300-pound guy across the room, right? So now we got to take a 90-year-old guy and have him be able to swing across the rafters with a bullwhip. It's just so it's just so wrong that it just feels like, boy, does Harrison Ford even know what's happening right now?
Probably not.
Ask him, Harrison, do you know what's happening?
Get off my plane. I pooped my pants.
Callista Flockhart.
Callista Flockhart. All right. Be sure to check out Michael the Anti-Trekker's channel. Be sure to check out Mecha Random's channel. Be sure to check out Bill the Script Doctor's channel. And do hit that like button and share. And follow me on over to World Class Bullshitters. We're going to talk about some toys.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Andre.
You might want to clarify on that.
We're talking about those kind of toys. That's right. Back to the Future toys. And
Oh,
all that other good stuff.
nice toys, because those are on my channel usually.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to go talk about sex toys, go ahead. That's fine. So, all right. I got to go because they're waiting on me. Rob, give me some music. Not a whip. Music.
Okay.
God damn it,
racist
Rob.
music.
It's like watching Fernwood Tonight.
Thanks again, everybody. Hit that like button. Be sure to hit that share button. Tip your waitress. And